Rebecca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison of the Sculpey 3 clay and the Fimo Kids. The reason I'm wanting to do this is I've heard that this is really soft to work with, but it can be very brittle, and I've never worked with the Fimo Kids, but I'm presuming it's going to be really soft because it says that it's easier for kids to condition and use. So I've got a pack of each of these from a show that I recently went. Well, I got this one from a show and I got this from I think it was the range that I got it from, and I just wanted to do a quick review on, you know, what the differences are, because this is the first time that I'll be using either of these two. So I'm going to open up the Sculpey one first. Now, I've been wanting to try Sculpey clay for quite some time now, but being in the UK it's not as easy to get as the Fimo is. If I can get it out of the box. There we go. So you get 30 colours in this one. I know you get some pearl and you get some translucent and things like that, but I'll just decide, right, what colour shall we go for? I know we'll go for one of these darker ones, because then I'm not wasting any of the nice coloured clay if I decide that I like working with these. So it's probably about the same size block as what the Fimos are in the sample packs that you can get. So I can already tell that it's rather soft. So yeah, that's not going to take much conditioning at all to do. It is rather warm here at the moment, so that might be contributing to it, but it does seem really soft straight out of the packet, and I don't know how long this has actually been in these packets. So I'm just going to roll this through one another one. Yeah, that is incredibly soft. So I'm just going to throw one more time. So yes, it's very easy to condition and it's very soft to work with, but whether if that's a good thing or not, we shall see. So what? Right, let's take something out of this one. This is just some templates that I've got, because I've not got any cutters out, but let's see, we'll just take one of these. Oop. And I'm just going to cut out one shape of it, and this is on the thickest setting. So when I try to see how brittle they are, they're both going to be the same thickness. So I'm just using my craft knife. Now if this doesn't end up cracking or anything like that, then I will have a good base that I can use for something. But from what I've heard, it is rather brittle. But I'm hoping that if I leave it as a thick base, it shouldn't be too brittle. Hopefully anyway, so we shall see. If it does, then it might just end up being bead filler or something like that. See, and it's even distorting now, we're just lifting it up off the mat, so that just shows how soft it really is. So let's trim that up a bit. But you don't have to use all like this and just be a cutter or whatnot. This is just what we're sat on my desk, and I didn't want to waste any nice coloured clay just in case. It's alright. I might end up just using this for either clay embroidery, you know, or doing sculptures and such, because from what I've heard, if you're using it in a thicker sense, if you're doing like models and things like that, it doesn't break as easy, because obviously it's a thicker piece, so it's not going to be as brittle. So I just wanted to find out for myself really, and this is the first pack that I've seen of Sculpey when I've been out shopping. I got it from the Doncaster Crafting Live show recently, and as soon as I saw it, I thought I've got to get some just to try it. I would like to try the other Sculpey one, but this is the only one that they had at the show. So smooth it out. I'm not going to do too much with it. So, sorry, I've got my camera a little bit wonky today. Let's see, a bit more now. There we go. So yeah, it's not the nicest of colours, but like I said, I didn't want to go and waste any nice colours just by doing this test run. So yeah, that is, it's very, very soft. So maybe if it does come out this, it might be worthwhile bleaching it for a bit, putting it on some paper, just let some of the oils soak into the paper. So that might be another test for me to try. So I'll leave it like that for now, and then let's get this one out of the way, and then we'll get the Fimo Kids. Right, so in this pack you get 4 different colours, and you've got a backdrop for you to be able to make a little fan with your characters. I probably won't be doing those. You get some stickers as well and some instructions, but this is the bit that I'm most intrigued of. So again, I'm going to go with a brown, so I don't use that all that much within my beadwork. I probably ought to. Now these blocks are thinner than the regular Fimo that I use. It's still got the sort of like the ridges in for you to mark out how much you're using, which I find quite helpful with the Fimo. So like say if I'm mixing a colour, then I've wrote down, you know, however many bars of one colour mixed with another one makes a certain colour if I'm doing it that way. Now, because this is incredibly soft, either because of the heat or it was hot anyway, it's hard to get out. So let's, yeah, I can tell that's going to be, it does seem a little bit firmer than what the Sculpey 3 did, but as you can see, it's easy to roll that in scissors. So yeah, it's soft, but it does feel just slightly firmer than what the Sculpey did. So again, I'm just going to cut the same shape out. Now these templates I'm using, if I remember that, I can't remember them so actually Fimo while I got them. I've had them since I started playing with clay really, and were the first sort of ones that I found. But I forget that I've got them, because I've got them in a little drawer in front of me and I forget that they're there. So I might as well start trying to use them and do it on something like this. But there's lots of different shapes within it. I think it's just because I've got that many cutters, it's just a bit quicker than having to do this. So this is just a bit like, say if you've not got any cutters, you could print some different shapes off on the internet and then cut them out and then use them as a template like what these are. So just because you ain't got the things that I'm using doesn't mean that you can't craft. So where's my blade gone? So yeah, it's very, very sticky, very, very soft. So I'm going to bake these pieces, but I'm also going to leave a little piece of each of them on a piece of paper to leach out and see whether if that makes any difference. So pull out my tile. And we'll get that one's had oils on it already, so This is just some watercolour paper, so that probably is quite porous, that, so that'd be good for it. So let's just take that little bit down and get a little bit of the Sculpey. So I'm going to leave those to leach out until I come back into my studio, and I'm going to bake the other ones, and then I'll come back and I'll see how brittle they are. So I'll see you in just a second. So I've got these all baked, the 2 sample pieces I did, and these are the 2 bits that I put for leaching out. Some of the oils come out, more oils probably come out of the Fimo Kids. It's still fairly soft, it's not gone as hard as what the normal Fimo does, but it's hardened up compared to what it was anyway, so I think if you're wanting to get some of the oils out of it, you just pop it on some paper and let it leach some of them out. Whereas the Sculpey, that's just as soft as it was before. Yeah, so that's not really made much of a difference. The Sculpey 3 is definitely just a tad soft, well, probably a lot more softer than what the Fimo is, so definitely not for caning, but for other things you might be able to use it for, and like doing models and stuff. Now, so this is a real test I wanted to find out. Apparently the Sculpey 3 is notorious for being really brittle, whereas regular Fimo, it can be quite bendy once it's baked. So I just wanted to see what the comparison was from the Sculpey 3 to the Fimo Kids, because I knew that these, like the Fimo one, is really soft. I just wanted to see whether if they've got the same sort of bend in them, so to speak. So I'm going to take the Sculpey one first, and this I did on the thickest setting, so you can see it just broke straight away. So let's see what the Fimo's like. The Fimo is more bendy, it's not snapping. So yeah, the Fimo Kids is better than what the Sculpey 3 is. So yeah, if you were wanting to make a decision with it, it's definitely very brittle, whereas the Kids one, you can see, it's really flexible. So depending on what you're wanting to use it for, but I wouldn't say that either of them was really good for cane work, because with them being so soft, they'll distort really easily. But I can see that is just, it's like, yeah, it's just like peanut brittle, it's just snapping straight away. And this one, well, it's not even showing any stress marks on it. So depending on what you want it for, you know, your Fimo's not as soft as what the Sculpey 3 is, and it's more bendable than what the Sculpey 3 is as well. So I hope that comparison's just helped you a little bit for if you were wanting to know the differences between them. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. Like always, I'll be happy to answer them. And if you like the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be appreciated. And if you've not subscribed, if you consider subscribing, that'd be appreciated too. So thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye.